Allow me to say this before I introduce myself. Yesterday when I was in court, I was just getting into court, and I speak this because I've put my titles down. Who is still holding a title here? So we'll have this deep conversation. And I realize I have so many college mates here. Allow me to just have them stand up first before I proceed. I have college mates here, kindly. And when I say this, I keep friends. Both have been my friends for over 30 years. These are girls, you see, I call them girls, that their husbands cannot tell me about them. I will tell their husbands about them. So that's how far we know each other. So I keep friends, and if you're my friend, I hold you deeply. Allow me to call her, this girl here. She walks into my office, she gets me mentoring young ones like you, and one thing I usually do, I'm never too busy for anybody. So whatever time you walk in, I will create time for you. If I don't respond to you, I will. And can that be, Alan, I thought you were writing. If you can't, keep it in your head, write that. Keep your friends. She is that girl. When I wake up in the morning, she's already picked up something, maybe on social media that I've not seen, and she's posted, and I'm like, when did that happen? Then I realized, but that is me. So this must have happened in the courtroom. And she's up so many miles away. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. And I'll still go on. So let me get back to yesterday. When the Obado case was ongoing, and everybody was walking into court, and then I met one of my court orderlies and telling me, like, I asked her, you guys have not started? No. We are still waiting. Then I was like, wow. I know that feeling when you have a huge case to read a judgment. And I was like, what is life? What is life? And within a short time, the court was really full by 8. That court is the biggest court hall that is in Milimani. It's next to the ceremonial hall where usually the petitions are held for petitions, election petitions. I think there's not going to be any more election petitions now that Raila is dead.
Yeah.
And it's not the people. For me, it is the people whose judgment was going to be read. Here is a person, I'll talk about it, and as I said, I never handle the matter, the judgment is out, so we can discuss. And dudes walking into court. I'll speak your language. Me no lemdem. Me William says, Silvio, vile nafaa. And everybody is walking into court. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is when the judge walked in. And she apologized, as should be, and it started. But then I'd finished my court session, so it started. So she went on and on. At one time I told Grace, why do I think this thing is an acquittal? Then I saw some social media things going on and all that. And I thought about what life really is. This is a choice you make. This is, you decide to have a relationship. These are 2 consenting adults. This is what you decide to do, and this is what you get. Why do I say that? It was a choice made, and a choice has earned them what I have earned them. no reputation, it has gone. It is bad. It is terrible. It is life-changing. Why am I saying this? Because you must be your brand. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dolphina Alego, and I'll be with you for the next, I think, 40 minutes. I wanted to break this because this is where most of you are at. You love what you see. You love how you dress. You love and think that being in Radisson Blu is the best that you can have. It took a mind for us to be here today. But it is no any other that if I went to Jane and went to Kibra, and I would still do the same. For me, this is all vanity. And what happened yesterday, if you look at the clips for yesterday, these guys, and I think it's Grace who sent it to me, they walked in with Lexus, but they left. There's usually, I don't know how many people have been to Milimani. Downstairs, I think I've seen everybody of us. There's a place where the magistrates park. By the way, in Nairobi, I don't have a car, so there's a joke about this magistrate who doesn't drive. But those who know me, know me. Know me. But for me, that doesn't change. Because I need to say hi to the security men. And I think it's only Grace who drives me around in this town. I think Grace is the one who knows me. Rose does know me. But I usually think like, I need to say hi to the security guards. For those who know Milimani, I think she knows me again. I need to say hi and they will tell you, because that saying hi makes a difference to them. Just saying hi. Because when we all put ourselves that this is watu wa mtaa, au ni watu wa Runda, au ni watu wa kuna vile, but saying good morning to that one person makes a difference. And in the kind of work that I do, those are the people that can save you. They will tell you, Madam, do not. I don't even take tea in the office because I know I have so many enemies. I still refer to Grace. There's this last one really scared me. I've just done a case of about 156 million, about 1 million USD. Do your math. That was scary. But instincts. She walked with me, went to Mombasa. You nasikianga stories za Subaru. Hapo ndo tuliona Subaru boys. I was scared. She could wake me up, go, eat, sleep. I was a zombie. I just delivered the judgment, and even DCI, Amin Mohammed, called me and told me, I salute you. Amen. Because life is about the vices and the virtues. Decide where you want to be. What is your brand? Why am I talking about this? I have decided that is my brand. Whether you want to laugh at me because I am that mimi nule dem, sulemse, ama mi nulemse, I am okay with it. Because I know humanity, whether you're born in Nairobi Hospital or you're born in under the tree, you're still a child of God. Okay? It doesn't matter. But life changes. Yesterday in the morning, I'll still give this example. In the morning, you walk into court in liberty. And when they were leaving, there was no liberty. Your liberty has been curtailed. It is about your brand. It is decide what you want to do. You want to make it easy, it is okay. Another life story. Last year, about 32 accused persons, and more or less your ages, arrested. Wash. Mnaelewa? Ningori? Baya mbovu? You want quick money. You want fast money. You want to be driven in a car Lexus, you've never been to one. I love engaging. Tell me. You want it easy. Courtroom is full. Young ones like you. But you know their master is not in court. Because their master is usually told, run, we are coming to arrest. The rest of you will be in court. Fun enough, in Kenya, our names are good and bad. I think the next speaker will talk about culture and all that. You should never feel bad about how you were born. That was God. We knew that you had to be born in that way. But it is the how you elevate confidently to the next level. So whether you're born Luo, Kikuyu and all that, don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed. That is, God knew you before you were born. And these young ones are just in trouble because they've agreed to work for these wash cartels. Okay? But when they're in there, they come covering. In my court, you don't come covering yourself with a hood. Utatoa. Utatoa. That is my courtroom. Let the word, that is your brand. You decided to bring, you're still innocent until proved otherwise. But kuna vitu zingine you can't tell me that you got in and you did not know. You wanted to be identified, nyinyi ni wale wase. You want to look like you are the people who own. Yet your mother in the village is sleeping in a 1-inch mattress. Kweli urongo? And these young ones take plea, sikufanya, they are covering their eyes, they are chewing gum in court, they look, they act anyway, but a due process has to be taken. Ask yourself how you got yourself into that. Because you want to be rich very fast. Is there dignity in selling tomatoes vis-a-vis wash? Which is a better evil? Allow me to use that word. Selling tomatoes or just being that girl, that brand, that girl being driven in a Lexus? Safadhali ya tomatoes. Sikuna haki. One thing in life, and this write down, isiwahi kukuacha. Mungu na pesa. And let that money be very legit, that you can walk through the streets without nobody harassing you about. But story na wash, please, ladies and gentlemen, sahau. The law will catch up with you. In the morning, I heard the former governor speak and said, I empathize with the family of Sharon. And I know the rule of law will be done to the very last. That was 8 years ago. Yesterday, could that be the same? No. Could that be the same reasoning that he can say? Life happens. And please be your brand. Be that person that whether you're in this room or not, we can vote for you, that we know are in and out. Rose, Grace, my dear sister here, can vote for me. Whether I'm alive or dead. Why would they do that? Because they know my brand. They can vote for me because they know who I am. And for you, a young lady, it's you who has told me that. I asked her, can you remind me your name? She told me, I don't know you, but I know you elsewhere. So that would mean it is the brand. She has seen me somewhere. And by the way, do you know I don't see those things on telly? I am too busy. I'm running from one judgment to another. One judgment to another. Until even my kids will tell me, Mom, what was that all about? And Papa, what was it that I did? Because it's always something I did. So it's usually, was it good or bad? Then I'm like, okay, which one was that? So for me, it's not about the cameras. It is about a legacy that I have to do. A good person that I really aim up to and have connected Grace with is Honorable Senior Counsel Ongoya. Oh, that's my kind of aura. And when you talk about Nova, I am very intentional about mentorship. And those are the people I pick to go and mentor the children. It's not about Nova, it's about the children. And I will do anything, not that I'm a rich girl, but I'll make sure, Grace, I'll make sure Betty here, I'll make sure Senior Counsel Longoya is in Nova to go and speak to the children. Because once you leave that door of a school, if you did not get your brand right, you will be my person at Milimani. So when you talk about those young ones, I looked at them like my own. My kids are more or less the same age. And I looked like, yeah, nobody will tell me that I am doing it so right. I am not a perfect parent. I'm not. And why? Because I'm not going to write to you and tell you this is what I do. For me, my 45 minutes is basically, and I want somebody to dance. Ha. Let's dance with her. She's sleeping.
Sorry, I've been sleeping at 3 o'clock the whole week.
Sorry,
It's
sweetheart.
only last night that I had
Sorry.
and I have a bad leg, so I'm going to choose.
No, it's okay. I just wanted you to be awake a bit. But
I'm following.
no bad intentions. Yeah. And it's because once you leave the schools that you are in, the world is waiting for you like this. If you made a brand, it is for you to circumvent. The next session will be on emotional intelligence. If you think that driving a Lexus before riding a bicycle is more honor, woe unto you. Campus, sex for grades, and I know them when they come for clinicals. Because those ones who had sex for grades will never want to sit in the first one. They're not confident enough. They didn't work for it. It became because you had sex for your grades. That is why most of our universities are going down. What's your brand? You have a right to choose your brand. You might not have everything under the sun, but you have dignity in humanity. You have empathy in all that you do. You can be sworn and somebody can swear that I know this girl for who she is. I can swear I know Betty for who she is, whether I'm here or in the US. Let me give you a banter. I think it's Betty and the likes who say that I went to Stanford. When I was going to Stanford, I didn't know that was an Ivy League university. Ouch. I did not know. So here I am, jangling between motherhood and all. And my friend, she's not here. And she's telling me, Fina, you have to go for that. I'm like, no, I have 1,000, you have to. I have visiting, I have this. We will take care of that. And I'm like, wow. Why am I saying that? Your networks are your networks. I did not know that I could get, because we are so used in Kenya that you have to pay to earn something. I went to Stanford because of who somebody believed me, and it was a rigorous. I didn't know what a TED Talk is, but I have a TED Talk. I didn't know, you can have family outside family who can literally take care of your children when you're not there. I have that support system, and I don't take it for granted. And I was in Stanford. You reach there and somebody's telling me, why are you not shouting that you're in Stanford? And I'm like, why would I be shouting about Stanford? It's an Ivy League university. I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, really? Then I'm like, so how did I get myself here? Then I remember the rigorous processes that I had to go through to get to Stanford. So one thing that gives me confidence is even if I never get my promotions in good time, I've been a magistrate for 22 years. But it's only up to last year, after again stagnating for 9 years, did I get my chief magistrate post. And those who are in the legal field, because Rose is, you know that our systems have really gotten rotten. But I can proudly say I earned it. And I earned it because I know I have worked hard to be where I am. But I know the country is rotten. And I was telling somebody, because I'm a fellow of Kofi Annan International Peace Training Center in Ghana. And what the syllabus that we should be reading right now and going through is on Kalau. On Kalau has a new syllabus, and the syllabus must be read by everybody. If you're in governance and in leadership, and you should confidently take it. Because the money that you perceive to be given is your money. It is your right. Kula your pesa, but know where to put your vote. Because you're not going to any. If you go to Tanzania now, will they accept you? No. They're chasing us away. If you go to Uganda, will they accept you? No. Yeah? But we should not be. We should all be brothers and sisters. So we only have this home to call home. And you all, you and I, must read this syllabus. It is your brand that will take you to the next level. You have no other brand, and you are what you are because you decide to be what you are. Even if, and where I work, if I decided to become a millionaire today, I can. Grace knows. When we went, I wish you could just put that and you see what it was. So when I was being told that we were exporting gold to China, I think I was with Grace, and now with the intra-agency. So I took my hands and I put my hands into these containers. Then when they were telling me, Mheshimiwa, don't hold, then I'm like, but this is sand. But this is what we exported to China. But it was all sand, and somebody has been called 1 million USD. Okay? Yes. So if I decide that I can be compromised, because I can make money out of it, sindio? Shida ni DCI, sindio? Yes. Job ni mob, sindio? Kibao. But I decided, no. What will they say about me when I'm no longer there? Senior Counsel Ongoya one day told me, I told him, Senior, we need to work on the next mentorship program at Nova. And I told him, and he told me, so how many days? I told him, it's seemingly that you have to do 1, 2, 3. And why don't you put them in one? No, Mheshimiwa. It is my responsibility, quote, that we must mentor the young ones. It's not about the time, but we must mentor. I was humbled. When I thought he had no time, he reminded me, we must mentor the young ones. Betty, my apologies. I think because I have 1,001 things to do, it only hit me this week that I was meant to be here. Otherwise, I was meant to be out of Nairobi. And I had to change. And I said, I'm not going to tell Betty that I'd forgotten. I must be here. Because most of us want to hear the lie. We don't want to hear the truth. You want me to come and tell you that there's an easy way of making money. It cannot be that way. There's a process, there's a system, there's a thing about holding each other's hand to get to the next level. It is about passion on what you believe in. And that one day when you're not there, not the good things that will be said about you. Because when you're reading about me, and I was like, the small things that I do, how did you know that there was this person? And I remember, I think I read it later on, about this young girl had a sick child in the flight, you don't do it because you want coverage. Some things you see people talking about. This week somebody posted something about me, and I was like, oh God. You know, sometimes you want to run away but you look at it and like, yeah, that is so me. But you imagine, why are people making quote noise about it? It's like, that is the right thing to do. Should it then be that do the good whether people are watching you or not watching you? If I wanted to be a judge right now, I would get it. But I know it is not easy. She keeps on telling me, but we can do that. Telling me, I know it's not that easy. Our government is totally spoiled. But how much Or how many beds can you sleep in a day or night? How many houses can you be in at any given time? What is this greed about having so much? The late Biwott, for those who remember him, most of you look young, but some would remember him, did not even have a mobile phone because he had this paranoia that he's being followed every now and then. Biwott is the owner of Yaya, but all that is all vanity. Another big family is the Makto family. I've just seen today, this week, is when they've agreed that it is well, that we can now supplement. But one thing that when you die is, if you went to school, however small it is, that is the only thing somebody can't take away from you. True or false? True. Another thing, something that if you know you're God and you keep on walking, I don't walk with any bodyguards because nimekula kondo ya nani? I think it's only Mombasa that scared me because what happened in that case, in fact, is when I realized that this was a high intense case. I did not know, and I can say it here, I went to the whole contingent of what you call the Operation Support Unit. It is like all of you in this room, but I could only see 2 or 3. Grace, I think even Grace did not know. Apparently, DCI sent a whole team. So I did not know that everywhere, even going to the toilet, I was being taken. Even drinking water, somebody would tell me, don't take this water, the other water is in your handbag. Anytime I went to do something, my son sat on a gun and told me, Mom, these guys have a gun, my youngest. And he decided when I came back from work, he called his friend. He said, Mama Samir, I'm coming. Mommy's life is impossible. I can't save this. And my friend took my son away from me because even the hotel was being guarded. And I'm like, what is this case all about? But because, and it is a Mombasa case, I work in Nairobi. The case yesterday had 42 witnesses. The case I did had 40. I did it in a span of 2 weeks. But the one yesterday that you're hearing has been had in 8 years. But for me, I did that one in 2 weeks. It was a back-to-back. I was on a roller coaster. Grace would tell me, Enda, the driver is there. Do this, blah, blah, blah. Then after that, Jenzu wakafanya ile maneno. There was going to be a riot in Nairobi. DCI wakaniwacha Mombasa. Madam, are you safe? I said, mimi sijakula ng'ombe ya mtu, mwende. Can we leave you? I'm like, but I'm good. I will find myself to the airport, I'm okay. Why do I talk as I do? Because I have nothing to hide. My brand is an open book. So you can see, you decide to be who you are. Whether in public life, whether in your private life, it is you to decide to be what you are. But the most humbling thing, what will everybody say about you when you're no longer there? How many people will say, I have this thing because I got to hear about it? That is what mentorship does. And anything you want to do in life, even if you have to go and make your hair, you want to build a house, you want to do anything, write it down. Anything you want to do in life, write it down. It will keep pegging in your mind until the day you will cross it and you say, I have achieved this. This life has no balance, but you are the brand of your life. It is you to decide what you want to do. If you decide kuwa ni wale wasee wa wash, somebody described me the other day, hatuna magistrate anajuanga kuchapa zile ngori za wash. Okay, anazichapanisha kaende. I usually like thinking the way it started, how they manipulated, how they got these people into the box, then I look at the young ones, then I'm like, these kids want to drive a Lexus before they start riding a bicycle. Gazambi case, I heard you talking about it. I looked at the young children. I'm walking to court in the morning, and then somebody tells me, I'm an urban, I was born, bred, went to school in Nairobi. But now I enjoy being outside Nairobi when I can. I'm only in Nairobi during the week. In the weekend when you meet me,
I don't even have shoes.
Wow.
I am in the shamba, I am cleaning, and you can come and say, tunatafuta mheshimiwa. Kaambia kwa nataka kusemaje? Ati tulikuwa namtafuta mheshimiwa. I'm like, yeah, just say, no, tunamtafuta mheshimiwa. Because I don't look it. Because when I am in my home, I am that nimeparara mbaya both. Because either I'm in the shamba or I'm cleaning, I rear chicken, I do clothes, so I do all these things by the side. So what am I trying to say? I'm not the perfect person. Gadambi case is just what I'm talking about. They go out, piga sherehe, all these kids are too drunk. They decide they want to jump from here to here, but there's an option of going down the with the leaves, and then they can come to this other side. But they decide that instead of going down and coming, see, there's a way we can jump. So the first one jumps, succeeds. The Gambi jumps, falls. Number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is 7 or 8? 8. But they're too drunk to know that one of them has fallen. That's a Friday, Saturday. Come back to school, to court on Monday. Then I meet one of them that I know. I said, my husband, how are you? I told him I'm fine. I think we have a matter before you. I'm like, what about death? I'm like, that is murder. So I don't do murder. So I walk. When I'm getting into my chambers, then I meet somebody else who are looking for you. I'm like, what about? We have this case. I'm like, but I don't do murder. Then I go to court and I'm like, paparazzi tumezoea. Everybody's there, the screens are there, everybody's watching, and I'm like, what is this case about? Then I see these young ones walking in. Wakona madredi. I'm like, these kids are all drunk. And kept dreads. These kids are all drunk. How many you know them? These two are laughing. Are they your friends? Huh? Kuna vile? So I'm looking at them. That is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, that is Sunday. So they must have been drunk throughout, but even as they walk into court, they are still drunk. So I'm so sure it's never about the liquor. I think kuna vile, siku hizi sijui ni kujidunga, ama there's something that people are drinking that even for 2-3 days, you're still not sober. So I look, advocates as usual, parents are wameleta mawakili, nini, the courtroom is full. I'm like, it's not about, even these advocates are parents, they are trying to make a living out of it. And I decide, these are just my kids. The way I beat, and I beat, by the way, nakongana. I beat. My eldest is 28, but I think I can still beat. And he's a PhD holder. And I look at these children and I'm like, tu ni wangu tu. Hii sio story na polisi, hii si DCI. This one I just have to deal. And you ask them, who is here? You know? Some are seeing, and most of our parents don't live in Nairobi, right? They live outside Nairobi. So you're bringing your parents to Nairobi not for a graduation, but because you went drinking, and you slept in a police station that your mother has never even seen how a police station looks, but when unaleta mamako akuja on a police station. Shame on all of us. Your mother is out there and anauza anything because it's loan after loan kupeleka mtoto shule, and maybe you're the first graduate in your home. Your mother has sold everything. Pesa ya chama ina ilipata mwisho. Kweli wrong? Am I talking to anybody here? Yes. And then the next thing, when the mama fulani, unaitakikana hapa police, you know there are two things when the police call you because kata sipi hakuna. It is either your person is dead or iko shida. Kwanza at that age our mother's blood pressure. Nini. So mama nakwambia, so I've learned something from my mom. Simu kama ikiingia tafuta kiti.
I heard you talking about self-love. Mujipende. When you have to eat, eat. Because you don't know what the next phone call will all be about. It could be one that you not eat for the next 10 days. When you can, eat. But sio fair, musikule fair watu. Kula pesa yako. And you see all these mothers are coming. I hope you'll have time because you have 2 days, Betty. If you can play that clip, you will hear the way the mothers were talking. Mimi sikujua ningefika hapa kotini. Hata sijawahi fika kotini. Mimi sijui vile nilifika kotini. And then calls her daughter. Mtoto yangu, kuwa na marafiki wazuri. And you know, in that you can see the pain of parents. I think that's why that video went viral. Because I unknowingly spoke about many parents' agonies and what they go through. So there's no perfect family. Don't be deceived. But you have to make a legacy. You must keep on speaking so that we get it all right. And the day we get it all right, that will be your brand. Ladies and gentlemen, enough said, but we'll have these discussions going on. I thank you.